unforgiving North Atlantic. For millennia, men have sought fortunes here. More than 10,000 never returned, including the 6 fishermen lost in the perfect storm. Still, every fall, a handful of brave crews risk everything in search of big fish.
Don't let it get away!
Got him. Here's a $1,000 bill with fins.
And a bigger payday.
Money, money, money!
Off.
It's an epic gamble where one mistake
That one's still fighting.
can get you killed. Along America's eastern seaboard, the clock's ticking for the U.S. swordfishing fleet. Right now, huge fish are converging on the North Atlantic, and captains and crews are racing to catch them. 1,000 miles from New England is Bay Bulls, Newfoundland, a supply port for the Grand Banks. And tied to the dock is the Eagle Eye II. Captain Scotty Drabenowitz is waiting to cast off.
Hey, we all ready to go?
Where's Brian?
I am fishing. Honest to God, he is.
He's fishing. Fox, go get him. So we're late here. So, yeah, we've been sitting here at the dock for a few days. Crew is antsy to get going. The clock is ticking for us. Every day we don't fish is day we're not making money, so we need to get going here.
Scotty's loading thousands of dollars of bait, tackle, and supplies onto the boat. So the pressure's on to find the fish before he even leaves the dock.
There's absolutely no guarantee that we're gonna catch fish. So we have to catch at least, I'd say, $40,000 worth of fish before myself and the crew start making penny one.
Have to go fishing!
Come on, let's go!
Late.
What the hell's going on? Let's go!
I know.
All right, now we can finally go fishing. We're leaving a little bit later than we did last year, so a little bit under the gun here to put some more fish on the boat.
The journey to the Grand Banks fishing grounds will take Scotty at least 2 days. And finding the right spot is critical.
Try to get up with some of the fleet here today, get a line up, maybe get a few fishing reports while we're on that radio as well. Is anybody above you guys? Come in. And is anybody above Swanee or east of those guys? Come in.
The reports don't sound good.
Got everybody up in my spot. Everybody. Word on the radio is it's really crowded. There's Japanese boats up in there. There's Canadian boats up in that corner. There's American boats up in that corner.
With the Grand Banks fleet all over Scotty's favorite spot, he's got nowhere to go.
This just put the odds way against us. The little bit I've heard, we're way behind up. Way behind here in the odds.
Now, the veteran captain has no choice but to find a new spot.
I have no idea what we're gonna do. I know we can't get in there, that's for sure.
50 miles to the southwest in Trepassey, Newfoundland, is the little southern boat, Big Eye. Captain Chris Chomps Hansen has been stuck at the dock for over 2 weeks, and he's desperate to start fishing.
I'm ready to go fishing. Why the Big Eye comes to the Grand Banks is for the big hit.
We're not here to play, we're not here to mess around. I'm not here to make friends either. We're here for these big days. This is the best sword fishing on the planet. I'm taking a gamble, and hopefully my gamble will pay off.
The Maverick captain isn't in it alone. His fiancée, Anna, owns the boat, and she's well aware of Chomps' reputation.
No good, Emmett.
That's his reputation in the ocean.
Most despised longliner on the East Coast. There's like an unwritten code of conduct that the fishermen should go by in the ocean, and he doesn't always follow those unwritten rules.
Well, everything ain't like fishing on the Grand Banks. Let's come back. I guess. Come on.
The Big Eye season is already looking grim.
Very, very painful.
Before they even started fishing, Chomp's brother Woody almost lost his arm to an infection.
12 days ago, there was a big giant hole like that. And it had a big swelled up bubble in there. It was really infected.
Woody ended up with an infection in his hand, and it turned out to be rather serious. We had to steam at full speed into the dock to get him into the hospital.
Every day we're here at the dock, we're losing all the money out there. Pay a big old hospital bill.
Chomps saved his brother's arm, but 8 days of hospital bills put the captain another 25 grand in the hole.
Like I say, I got $20,000 for y'all, and I can't give you no more until I go make it.
Already buried under Woody's medical bills and boat expenses, Chomps is also facing the Grand Banks with 3 new deckhands.
You're always starting in the hole. 3,000-4,000 gallons of fuel, you know, $1,000-1,500 worth of groceries, $1,000 worth of tackle. Then it goes on and on. I mean, you know, it takes you a couple good sets, you know. Put some fish on the boat. You got to get some fish on the boat before you break it even.
About the only thing you worry about is running out of fuel, running out of bait, and running out of confidence.
Her ass kicked.
Yeah, I don't know how much they're ready for that.
No, they're not. Just send me an email on the breakdown of our bills, and we'll figure out how we're gonna come up with the money to pay our bills. So. Go to lines, boys.
Hi, Anna.
Bye.
This is fishing vessel Big Eye, leaving Trepassey Harbor in heavy fog. Any concerned traffic standing by on channel 16 and 13, outbound for sea, standing by.
It's a dangerous job. There's good money in it sometimes, but it's definitely a dangerous job. I do get sad. I hate to see him go. I know he has to. Doesn't make it any easier on me.
Life of a fisherman, it's not easy. In fishing, dreams come true. And sometimes dreams turn into nightmares too.
"1,200 miles to the southwest in Barnegat Light, New Jersey. Sword fishing legend Linda Greenlaw is back for another season on the Grand Banks.
Been involved in a number of different fisheries in the last 30 years. Nothing compares to sword fishing.
But her experience doesn't guarantee success.
Last year, I left Fairhaven, Massachusetts with a boat called the Seahawk, and it was pretty much a 52-day epic disaster. I did not put the boat on the fish. My performance was not good.
We're catching nothing. We got 2 fish.
Last year, we pretty much worked 2 months for nothing.
We all lost money last year. There's no question about it. I took a loss. All the crew took a loss.
I'm not one to quit. I don't give up. I don't usually look back and say, oh, we didn't have any fish today, wah, wah, wah.
This season, Linda hopes to have better luck with a new boat.
I am very confident in the Bjorn 2, but I do feel like I have something to prove. If I come back with an empty boat or a very, very small trip this season, I think that my sword fishing days will be over.
A few quick goodbyes, and the crew of the Bjorn 2 heads into the vast North Atlantic, over 1,000 miles from friends and family.
Yeah, my daughter, she worries about us a lot when we go out fishing, and especially to the Grand Banks. I mean, she's seen the movies and make sure I come back for her.
And away we go.
I am really relieved to have thrown the lines off the dock. About 20 minutes from now, when we're out of this very narrow channel, I'll be sitting back and relaxing. Like that, feels like we're aground. We're aground, Arch.
Not even out of the harbor yet. I know, we're getting already.
Coming up,
Give it a good shot.
Linda fights for survival.
Can't tell if we're moving.
And later, the fleet's maverick captain battles the North Atlantic.
Got everything at risk out here.
In Barnegat Light, New Jersey, Captain Linda Greenlaw's make-or-break season may be over before it begins.
We're aground, Arch.
With the tide going out, she's fighting to free the 105-ton Bjorn 2 before the boat's damaged.
I don't want to be stuck here very long with the engine running. So the intakes for the pumps, you can suck up the mud and the sand. It doesn't do anything any good.
Try and back up now with his weight. Give it a good shot.
Can't tell if we're moving. Are we? Let's see. There we go, we're coming out. Wiggle out of it. Just persistence, just keep her in the throttle.
All right, good job.
Well, stuck in the mud. Not a good way to start the trip.
"1,200 miles to the northeast is the Eagle Eye 2. Captain Scotty's on the Grand Banks fishing grounds, and he needs a spot to set his gear.
Because of the cluster of boats, we've been pushed outside, and now we're down to the south here, so we're in the spot on the ocean.
The Grand Banks is 150,000 square miles, but there's only a few sweet spots where swordfish feed.
You can't catch fish if they're not there. I mean, that's the bottom line. So it doesn't matter how good you are. Fish aren't everywhere out here, so it's very important to be in the right temperature. There is no one specified temp where the swordfish are, but if you do get a little too cold, they just don't go so cold.
On the Grand Banks, swordfish gather on the thermocline edge, where the warm water of the Gulf Stream pushes up from the south and collides with the cold water of the Labrador Current. The water temperature's got to be just right to find the fish, and Scotty's using every tool on the boat.
To start off, we'll use the orb map. We'll look at the surface temperature and the subsurface temperature that we get. You can see from the color variation from blue to red, blue being cold, red being warm. That shows you the main edge as well. And from there, once I pick a spot from there, we'll go to that spot. And then once I get to that spot, it'll be more or less me, my experience, the down temp going in, and kind of fine tune it from there.
Once he's found the edge, Scotty checks the temperature about 50 feet below the surface, right where his hooks will be.
Just switching over the surface temperature gauge here to my down temp gauge. A down temp is just a temperature probe that we lower down to where our baits are going to be. That will tell me the temperature X amount of feet below the surface. It's just a thermometer on a long string. That's all it is. Beauty. told me what I wanted to know. I'll be getting ready to start fishing here.
Hey, everybody ready back there? All right, let her go.
That's it.
First leaper.
Woohoo! First set.
Good look. First hook of the season. Patrick, give me some luck.
Good luck.
Every few seconds, the crew baits a hook, throws it in the water, and clips the leader to the main line. Every few liters, they also clip on a buoy that'll keep the main line from sinking. They'll repeat the process hundreds of times, laying out 40 miles of main line that'll float 30 feet below the surface, with 1,000 hooks hanging another 30 feet below that. It'll take the crew another 5 hours to finish setting their gear. Then they'll cut the main line and let $30,000 of gear float free.
Catch a few fish. Start putting some weight in the boat. Start making a few bucks.
And in the morning, they'll find out if Scotty's new spot pays off. A few miles to the south, the Bjorn 2's on the Grand Banks after a 6-day steam from New Jersey.
We are just about 6 full days at sea now, and I'm anxious to get some gear in the water. I know the guys are too.
Captain Greenlaw's found the same warm water as Scotty.
I've spent the morning doing the most important part of my job, which is finding a place to put the hooks tonight. We're gonna make our first set. I'm excited about it.
But not everyone on the boat's ready to start fishing.
First time I've ever been seasick. It sucks.
But there's a big sea on. It's very uncomfortable. It's part of the deal. They've got to, come out of it. I brought Dave again. Dave's a very good friend. Last season, I think he behaved quite poorly.
This trip is straight from the depths of PG double hockey sticks. I'm done, that's it. Sucks. Every day it's something new.
This season, Dave's getting a second chance, but Linda's not accepting any excuses.
I'll be embarrassed to be jumping all over my friend, but maybe that's what it's going to take.
For the next 4 hours, all eyes will be on Dave to see if he can even survive the first set.
If you can't handle being out in the elements, going without sleep, going without food, getting a few little bruises, you better stay home and get a job at the shoe store or pumping gas or something. Welcome to the Grand Banks.
"300 miles off the coast of Newfoundland is the Eagle Eye 2. After just a few hours of sleep, Captain Scotty's back at the start of his 40-mile main line.
About 4:45 in the morning here, just getting ready to pick up our first set. Boys just having coffee, breakfast. They'll get latched onto her. We'll start ripping this one up.
Last night, Scotty rolled the dice on an unproven fishing spot. Now they'll find out if his gamble pays off.
Everybody comes out here with high hopes to start off on the right foot, and not the most perfect spot. I'm quite sure the guys got their fingers crossed. I know I do.
We got the first beeper in. Now we can pull our string in, see if we got anything for the day.
First day, first hook.
Yeah, we're fishing now.
Yeah, I start the hauling every morning. Scotty gets his coffee, check his position in the wheelhouse there. Here comes the first ball.
First hook.
First hook. Empty. But we got plenty more out there to take care of that.
25 fish would be a good day for the Eagle Eye 2. But after 50 hooks, they've got nothing.
I think we have something coming here.
Something coming?
Something coming right here, right now. Swordfish! Woohoo! Yeah!
It's a race to haul aboard the 200-pound fish before it pulls off the hook.
Look at heavy. Look heavy.
First one. Go aboard, baby! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah!
What a start for the day.
Yahoo! Look, nice double marker.
Swordfish can grow to 14 feet and weigh up to 1,400 pounds. Any fish over 100 pounds is called a marker. 200 pounds is a double marker, and so on.
Say out to me, man. Come on! Fish on, look at it.
Hey, look like a next swordfish. Big one again.
Feel the slipper.
Swordfish, swordfish.
Come on, baby. Come here with the hook, come here with the gas.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
How we fishing?
Another one for the collection.
The second fish is another double marker. The crew gets paid per pound, and this fish could make them $1,000.
2 fish right off the bat. Real favorable start.
By daybreak, the fish on deck prove Scotty found the right water temperature.
Swordfish! It ain't luck, it's skill. All right, we got him.
Now the crew just needs to keep up.
Nice fish, nice fish. Beautiful. Next one up. Keep calm. Get up here, Brian. Get up here, Brian. Get up here.
Yeah, you got him, you got him.
Right on.
Got him, boy.
Ah, boy. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Marker, come on.
Sometimes I think Scott talks to the fish. Call him the fish whisperer.
Halfway through the gear, it looks like a record haulback.
The marker.
They could pay off their expenses and turn up profit in just 2 days.
Whew. Lovely, lovely, lovely start.
A few miles to the south on the Bjorn 2, Linda's also on top of her gear.
I can reach, like, over the rail and touch the beeper. We're on.
It's a critical haul for Linda. The veteran captain needs to prove she can still make her crew a paycheck.
I keep beating myself up about, what I walked away from. I walked away from a job, a steady income. I haven't made a friggin' dime yet. Hopefully Linda can find the fish. The pressure's on her.
We know what's in there. There's fish. Waiting. We'll see. And a nothing.
Here we go.
Makos are the only sharks the crews can sell, but per pound they're worth half the price of swordfish. And they're twice as dangerous.
Can't keep that.
The shark could mean that Linda's in the wrong water temperature. But every hook's a chance for her luck to turn around.
Empty hook.
Figures.
Why do you constantly torment us with the prospect of catching fish? You know how that hurts. I'm going to SeaWorld to the swordfish exhibit. That way I'll know what they look like.
Here we go. job, guys.
Nice, Bulldog.
Linda's first fish of the season is a 200-pound double marker and could be worth $1,200.
Fish on!
Nice fish, look at that.
Hey, fish.
Nice, another nice fish.
The last beeper buoy marks the end of their 35-mile main line, and the day's catch is way below average, just over 1,000 pounds.
We're gonna do better than this tomorrow.
But at this rate, Linda will run out of fuel before she covers her expenses.
We didn't get enough fish. We only have 11 fish, 1,400 pounds. Not quite cutting it. We really need to average between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds a night. We're not there. If I can't cut the mustard this trip, I'm going to throw the towel in.
.343 miles off the coast of Newfoundland is the Eagle Eye II. Captain Scotty's hauling his first set this season. And so far, it's a record day.
Oh, it's a great start here. Some nice fish. A couple of good-sized ones. Thanks, Scotty.
Feels like we might have something coming here.
We got something on there, man. Eat heavy for breakfast. Eat for breakfast.
It's got a nice little mako there.
Makos usually end up in the fish hole, but not on Lisa Natanzan's watch. She's a NOAA shark biologist,
Come on, calm down.
and she's hitching a ride to tag sharks.
Hopefully somewhere down the line someone will recapture it and send us in the tagging information. We do this for migration studies, find out where they go, how long it takes to get there, population distribution.
See you later, alligator.
Despite the one shark, Captain Scotty's still on the fish.
Swordfish! Yeah!
Watch your head. What? You step. What? Come on.
Slamming them today, man. Slamming.
Now there's a $1,000 bill with fins.
Yeah.
This is a killer first day. This certainly is. Certainly on the right track, that's for sure. 53 swordfish.
Not only is Scotty catching a lot of swordfish, but they're also huge.
Fox, think we got a 150-pound average today?
Oh, yeah.
Good man, good man. Yeah, baby. Now that's the way to start off a trip.
By the end of the set, Scotty's hauled in almost 10,000 pounds of swordfish, the best first set of his career.
Definitely a good sign of fish here today, and good fish.
He'd normally keep this spot a secret.
The rest of the fleet doesn't need to know. The other boats out here don't need to know.
But Captain Greenlaw's a mile away and closing in.
If Linda wants to set where I want to set, you know, she's gonna know something if I really try to stick close to her and stuff, so I might as well just be honest with her. I don't have to be honest with the fleet. If this fishing keeps up, chances are her and I are gonna be like fishing partners. So we might as well keep it civil. I think it would be better if we worked together as allies. Can you hear me? I didn't want to put it on the airwaves.
I know.
We have 58 fish, 44 markers, 9,000 on the books.
Way to go.
Say, I don't want to start a panic or anything, or we can work together real easy. It's real wide, and I figure if one of us misses them, you know, we'll be able to keep track of them.
All right, we'll see you later.
Hey, good luck. Catch them up. I don't want any other boats coming to our area whatsoever. She's in the area. I don't mind working with Linda, so.
Scotty didn't have to tell me that he's catching fish. I like to know he's catching fish because we need to catch fish. If we both do well setting side by side, then we just keep doing that. And if we don't, then one has to go one way, one has to go the other.
50 miles to the northeast, the little southern boat Big Eyes on the fishing grounds.
We're way behind the 8 ball. We've been stuck to the dock forever. We left late.
And Captain Chomps is desperate to get his hooks wet.
It's one thing after the next. We're trying to get the damn boat in position to fish. I don't have time to look around. I don't got time to do anything but look at my water chart. I'm like hell for more water. And hopefully we'll be fishing tonight because we got some weather coming.
The 58-foot fiberglass Big Eye is half the size of the fleet's largest boats and wasn't built to handle the weather on the Grand Banks.
You never know. This is the Grand Banks and this is October. They make moves about stuff like this, so could be good, could be bad, could be horrible. For people that hasn't done it, it's going to be pretty bad.
Don, he's never swordfished before.
Don Griffin is the boat's greenhorn.
Chomps is one of my best friends. I've known him basically. We grew up together.
Back in North Carolina, he was the electrician that wired the Big Eye, but he's never been fishing on it.
Times are hard. I need to make some money. I got a 1-year-old baby. And I told him I needed a job. And he told me to pack my things.
Despite his friend's inexperience, Chomps decides to set out in building seas.
Somebody pay attention to Don. He ain't got a clue what's going on back there.
Just get the routine down, is what I gotta do.
Every time I've ever had a friend come on the boat, usually don't work out too good. I'm better off with somebody that I don't have a soft spot for. So that way I have no ties to hold myself back.
It's just the way it is. It's called tough love right there.
As the greenhorn, Don's job is to prep the bait and just try to keep up.
Hey, Don. How's everything coming, man? What you say? So how you feeling? Feeling fine. Feeling good? Yeah. Ready to catch some fish? Slow in here. I just need more practice. I'm sure I'll get a belly full.
Electrician Don, doing great for right now. First day they got all their energy. Then wait until they get wore out, find out how really good they're doing.
– 1,200 miles from its home port in New Jersey is the Bjorn II. Renowned Captain Linda Greenlaw is trying to recover from last season's disastrous return to sword fishing.
I did not put the boat on the fish. My performance was not good.
But her first set was a bust.
Empty hook.
Figure.
Well, I'm definitely in the swing of setting and hauling. It'd be nice to get in the swing of putting a lot of fish on the boat.
Now her reputation's on the line and she can't afford another slow haul.
We got something coming here. We'll assume it's something we want. Slow and easy here. Get gaps!
Somebody?
That's a nice way to start the day. Nice fish. Nice fish. Gonna pop out.
All right, boys, we're fishing.
The first fish of the day is a double marker, a fish weighing over 200 pounds.
Sword! Nice fish. Get your gaps ready, guys.
Another one.
And it's followed by another.
That's a pretty sight right there. 2 nice fish.
Oh, great way to start the day.
Since teaming up with Scotty, Captain Greenlaw's on the fish.
Nope, up a little.
It takes every crewman with a box hook or a gaff pole to pull aboard a triple marker. This fish alone could be worth $1,500.
That's what I'm talking about. 3 fish, all 3 of them alive. 1 really nice one.
Linda's finally making a comeback, but the huge fish also represents a major recovery for the North Atlantic swordfish population.
North Atlantic swordfish, have had a huge recovery since like the early 90s. All of the conservation measures, such as the circle hooks, seems to be having an effect. Unfortunately, the U.S. bears the brunt of the conservation measures. Other countries aren't forced to use circle hooks.
The circle hook's designed to only hook fish in the lip and prevent internal hooking. So small fish are released alive and become big fish.
It's the U.S. fishermen that have created the recovery.
All right, let's get it on. Right here, Sword. Turn it.
That's what we like to see.
Keep them coming, Lenny. We want them stacked up here.
That's the beauty. Don't get to me.
Nice.
Leapa and Beaver. The end. 17 swords. Good job, guys. Good day. I am waiting for Timmy to give me the final tally. He's down the fish hole, kind of taking weights down.
Ready? Go.
I couldn't believe it. I double-checked myself. I went
That's a
through everything.
3,000-pound day.
Yeah.
With everything. Wow.
Good job, Cap.
Good job, you guys. I know that it was enough for us to stay and do this again. This is the kind of day that you grind a trip out on. A couple 1,000 pounds, man, that's good.
Now that Captain Greenlaw's back on the fish, the gear goes right back in the water.
I hope there's more than that.
Got up at 4:30 this morning, started hauling back at 5:30. Got done about 1:30. Here it is, 5:30. We're setting back out, starting all over again. The vicious cycle continues.
A 1,000 miles from New England is the U.S. Sword Fleet. So far this season, the Eagle Eye II's pulled in almost 10,000 pounds. The Bjorn II's hauled 4,100 pounds. And aboard the Big Eye, Captain Chomps is desperate to haul his first set. And now his small fiberglass boat's getting pounded.
Got everything at risk out here. I got my boat on the Grand Banks. I got everything.
Feel that wind starting to pick up
The first haul's a test for Chomp's new crew, but mostly Greenhorn Don.
Parker! First sword of the day. Have a gap, somebody. Come on, dog, get together. Big fish.
Right behind it. Grab it.
That's a big.
Hey, look. Just so you hold it, just hold it by the tip of it right there. Yeah. He won't go nowhere. He's not going nowhere.
The first sort of the season's a triple marker, a fish weighing at almost 300 pounds. Fish like these will go a long way towards paying off Chomps' expenses and Woody's medical bills.
Nothing.
30 hooks later, there's another huge sword on the line.
Watch out for that bill, live.
Grab his hook right in my hand.
Got him?
Yeah.
As the North Atlantic batters the Big Eye, the good fishing continues. By the end of the haul, the pitching deck and huge fish have pushed Greenhorn Don to his limit. But the work's not over.
Am I working on this thing by myself or what? Sure looks like it.
Go over there, put that hook down. We don't need that. Just drop it.
Chomps' first haul yielded at least 4,500 pounds and could be a $20,000 day.
Got all of them? Pulling it the wrong way, dude.
But the Maverick captain won't be happy until his friend, Greenhorn Don, can pull his own weight.
Kicked me last time I helped you.
It'll wear you out standing on deck. I mean, you don't even gotta be doing anything. Just walking around on deck will wear you out.
Everybody wants to go fishing, and then here it is. And then it's like, oh, let's take a break. You either can do it or you can't. There ain't any in between. Just stand. I ain't got no patience for it.
Next time on Swords.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Captain Chris Clem joins the hunt.
Too fast, too fast. You're gonna be paying for it tomorrow.
And Captain Linda Greenlaw loses 2 deckhands in one day.
We're ordering you to take your off and get off the deck. We're dropping like flies.